YouTube! Howdy and hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is Mr. Big Tex. I'm chilling. I'm having a good day today. I've decided to start a new series. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be called Hanging Out with Tex and Learning Call of Duty. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't decided a name for it yet. But basically, it's going to be me as a competitive player sharing with you guys my experience. I've been playing competitive for quite some time now. I've played with a few different teams. We've actually done quite a bit as far as MLG and UMG go. There's a lot of different things that I feel like I can share with you guys and help everybody step their game up a little bit. I used to be an S&D star, really only until Advanced Warfare came out. Let's backtrack. Black Ops 2, one of the best fucking hardpoint players that I came across. Obviously, I wasn't on the circuit. I wasn't playing pro, so I can't compare myself to the pros. I think that would be wrong. There was a lot of guys that were really, really, really good at Black Ops 2. I never got a chance to play against any of those guys, so it would definitely be a lie for me to say I was better than them. But on your day-to-day basis, GBs, MLG, and stuff like that, short of being on a pro team, I definitely would say I was one of the best at hardpoint. So ever since we got rid of Black Ops 2 and we went into Ghosts, it was very unfortunate, but I was not a very good respawn player in Ghosts. It was just not my game. We played a ton of S&D. We did really, 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 really well, especially me and my Dubs partner. Got to give him some credit. Check him out. Z Ruthless, at the real AJ18 on Twitter. You can check his stuff out, guys. We've got a few videos on the YouTube channel here that are from Dubs Destruction. So, anyways, let's get right into it, man. We're back to AW. There's some awesome respawn here. I'm just getting back into my respawn game. I love it. On this game, I feel really, 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 really balanced through all of my game types. Hardpoint, capture the flag. Uplink, of course, being brand new, but we've learned it. We've done well. I feel like I've really come a long way in my Uplink game. And then, of course, S&D, being an old S&D star, that's what I love to do. We've come up with some strats on this, and we're having a good time playing it. And I accidentally just hit one of my paddles there. Forgive me for that. What I wanted to do was just go over some of my class setups and give me an idea. A lot of people in this game, one of the things that I've heard is people are really, really complaining about the fact that they got so used to Ghosts having... you had so many different squad members, okay, right? You're in a private match. You got 5 different squad members. You can set up a squad member for different game types. I did it too, guys. I had 2 S&D. I had 2 S&D squad guys, depending on the map. Some maps was one, some maps was another. I had a domination guy, and then I had a blitz guy. And then specifically for Octane Domination, I had an absolutely entire squad member set up for Octane Domination because of the way that we played it, So it gave you a lot of versatility in the way that you could set your people up and not having to switch between, switch out this, switch out that. I feel like it made it too easy for people to have exactly what they wanted, okay? Call me a hard ass, call me an old man, I don't care. The way that this is set up, in my opinion, you could disagree or you can agree. I like the way this is set up. You got 10 classes. That's what you have. And you have to know what you're playing next. Okay? You can't just sit here and go, I'm just going to leave all 10 of these classes exactly the way they are. I'm never going to change anything. You're probably going to change something at some point or another. Sometimes you're going to end up having a duplicate class. You're going to have to go through and change a few things around on occasion. It happens, okay? But really, at the end of the day, I mean, the biggest thing to all this, guys, is you have to keep track of what you got going on, okay? So let's start off with what I have set up, and I'll explain to you how I work with all this, okay? So for starters, it's rare that I ever use it, but if we have to, I do have, it's my job for my team. I've got the Overkill class with the LMG. Now, I also have an Overkill sniper, as you can see. There's a reason why I have the gun setups the way that I have them up, FYI. for this, and I'll explain that here in a second as well. So with the overkill class, I always find it essential to have fast hands. I need to be able to switch through the weapons. If you're holding down a spot with the LMG and you get rushed, you need to be able to switch to your ASM as fast as possible. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people that disagree with that. And, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? The bottom line is, if you can't get it out fast enough, you're going to get shitted on. Okay? Excuse my language, but that's just what's going to happen. You got your standard perks here. I'm sure you guys have watched plenty of videos on perks. I don't need to go through them all, but I just kind of want to give you an idea, guys, an idea of what I have here. Now, the main point of me showing you my classes is to show you that I've got 4 BAL classes, okay? Now you can see, well, 2 of them are actually the same right now, and that's an accident, because this should be trophy. I've got 4 classes that are, no, wait, this shouldn't be a trophy. It should be, excuse me. Oh, haha, I know what it is. Should be EMPs. That's the problem. And okay. So, all right. So now we can get back to what I wanted to show you guys. Class 1, I typically will use this for CTF or hardpoint on the bigger maps, especially a hardpoint like Retreat. This is one of my favorite classes. 1 stun grenade, overclock, overcharge, and lightweight. The reason why I have the overcharge on there is you never know when you're going to get spawned all the way out. It happens sometimes even to the best of teams. You can get spawned across the map, and you need to get across that map as fast as possible because we all know in hardpoint, time is money, okay? Number 2, pretty much the same class. The only difference is you can see I got rid of my lightweight, and so I don't have 2 perk 1s, and I went down to my fast hands. And actually, yeah. So the reason for that is in S&D, this is my S&D class. In S&D, for me, it's more useful to be able to reload on the run because sometimes I might get in a gunfight. I need to run away. I'm trying to reload as I'm running away. I can't slow down. I have got to get somewhere, okay? I've got to get to a spot that I'm not going to get killed from. So I use my fast hands, use my mute. I know a lot of really good nade spots, so I use my frags on my S&D class. This is an uplink class. Sometimes I use it for CTF, Biolab CTF, but this is definitely a Detroit or a Biolab uplink class for me. I use this often. The EMPs will prevent the guy with the ball from being able to exo. It helps you catch up to him, scrambles in the screen, etc., etc. Of course, you got your standard, the overclock. And then I've also got one, if you're playing against a team with a ton of a meta game, if they have a ton of metas, then I have a trophy system class, okay? So it's pretty simple. It's pretty much the same thing all the way through, guys. Just some slight tweaks. It's going to help me out. It's going to step up my game, and I can switch between all of these, and I know exactly what they're for. I only use grenades in S&D. My 1 stun, that's my CTF class. I will use that if I have to on the bigger CTF maps. I already know this is my uplink class. And at the same time, if they have a really sick metagame, boom, I pull out the flag. Could be for any, I'm sorry, not the flag, the trophy. Could be for any game type. It doesn't matter. But this is how I play all my BAL classes. And then, of course, my overkill class, it's very rare, but I will pull that out. And you'll notice it's the same thing for my subclasses, guys. I pretty much have the exact same subclasses, okay? Now, first of all, trophy system and a stun. Same perks, you know, your standard stuff for the ASM-1. I don't use rapid fire, okay? I still melt people just as fast, but I find that the accuracy is better, especially at long range. Here's my overkill class, which I only use in S&D, so that's why I have Exo Mute, okay? You notice I don't have 3 attachments on this one, FYI, just to show you guys. Now, obviously this is my... not obviously, excuse me, but this is one of my CTF classes. if I really need to push across the map pretty hard, if we're behind and we have got to get across the map and get some stuff done, then I will use this class. I sometimes use this in hardpoint as well. It just depends on the role that I'm playing. If we're playing a bigger hardpoint map like Retreat, I will definitely use this. If we're playing something smaller like Detroit, I won't use this class as much. I will switch to something like this that has a trophy system with the overclock. The reason being is a lot of people will have a pretty sick metagame on smaller maps, and they will throw a lot of grenades, they will throw a lot of stuns, and it just really gets annoying all the time for me to have to deal with all that kind of stuff. So I run the overcharge with it. I found out you can actually take on 3 metas with the overcharge. So you can have 3 projectiles shot at you. You can disarm all 3, and you're still chilling. Now, one of the major things about this class that you'll notice is there is no hardwired. What that means, guys, is that if you're in the hard point, you're one of the guys that's pushing out of the hill. You're not chilling in the hill, and that's what I do for my team. I don't chill in the hill and slay the hill. When it's my turn, I push out of the hill, I push out my lanes, and I get out and I get my kills. That's why I don't have the hardwired on this. Now, this is also what I use whenever we play something like a comeback uplink, really close quarters. I don't generally run the ball, but I will if I have to. I stay out of the stun lanes, and I turn my trophy on when I have the ball, and it does protect me. It really helps out quite a bit. If you guys don't have a class with overcharge and a trophy, I suggest you at least try it out. See how many metas you can take. It's really cool not getting stunned or naded all the time. Trust me. Now, before Cloak was banned, this used to be my Cloak Mute class. Then I did find out that there are some maps, especially on S&D, that having a trophy system off the rip really does work. So I made a double Exo ability class. It's very similar to my Exo Mute Bow here in the beginning. The difference is instead of my 2 grenades, I have a trophy system. And I find that for me to be very beneficial. It really helps me out. I don't get stunned off the rip. Especially on maps, like Riot or Recovery, where it's really easy to get your metas across the map off the rip. This is something that I will absolutely use in those game types. Now, one of the things that I wanted to explain to you real quick, I know this is a long video, but I just want you guys to get an idea and check this out. If I ever need any of this stuff for another map, like Recovery, okay? Recovery, I will switch my overclock on this class to mute. And I'll have a mute trophy, okay? If I have to. But sometimes I just run the overclock. I don't always need mute, okay? Same thing with any of these others. If I find that, let's say, I can't get any nade kills, okay? I can't get my Kobe's, right? I mean, even though I'm pretty good at Kobe's, I can't get them. Well, guess what? I'm going to change them. If we have, if we're doing like a best of 5 and we have another S&D, I might change my nades to something else, okay? Or if we play against a team that I know that runs a lot of trophies, I won't use my nades, okay? I'll use stuns, but I won't use them off the rip. I'll wait till towards the end, and then I'll use them, and I'll use them as antennas to see where the bomb is, see where players are. The same goes for any of this stuff, guys. It's all interchangeable. You can really, just depending on how you want to play something is what you can put in here. I can change that stun to a grenade if I want for hardpoint. I can change it to an EMP for uplink, or, it doesn't matter. You can really change your metas on any of this stuff according to, your game set for competitive. But this is a pretty standard setup, in my opinion. It has all the bases covered, has everything that we need right here in front of us, and it will definitely lead me into my next video. My next video is going to be about the starting of a gunfight, guys. It's going to be about how to be prepared for that next gunfight. It's going to be about, how I engage into my gunfights, what I do to prepare for them. And I don't mean prepare like a fighter prepares for a fight. I mean what you do mentally in the split second that you have before you engage into a gunfight with a guy. There's stuff that runs through your head. So I'm going to get into all that, guys. Hopefully this stuff is going to get you guys onto another level. I know some of this stuff seems really basic to start off with, but we have to start off basic to get to the more complex stuff. So for now, this is where we're starting. Where we end up, hopefully it's somewhere where you guys want to be. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what I can do better. Tell me what I did wrong. I always appreciate the support from you guys. So just let me know. And until next time, it's your boy, Mr. Big Tex, and I'll be see.